Cool. Cool. I'm like trying to make sure. Cool. Okay, so thoughts. Today is still this. I'm embarrassed. Let's try this again. Today is still. My brain's like, what month are we in? You know that SpongeBob episode where we're like filing through? That's me 24/7. Like, what the fuck is going on right now? Today is April 30th, 2023, and we're still there. I've been up since 6 a.m. I took a nap somewhere between time, woke up around 8, did my do, walked my dog, saw a fox. My dog is off the leash trained, so like I'm walking through the park and I'm like, if I tell Miss W this story, she's gonna be like, why are you walking the park in the dark again? And I'm like, yeah, I know. But saw a fox and I had to turn right or wrong because the fox and I made eye contact and I'm like, I'm Rosabelle in the middle between both of us, and I'm like, so yeah, story short, nothing happened. Like, psych, I'm playing. I saw the fox. We made eye contact, and then all of a sudden I seen the fox just running towards Rosabelle and I start running. Rosabelle start running. I'm like, ah! Help us, the fox is psych. Nah, that didn't happen. I'm playing. We're chill, but sex is very taboo. Like, we just don't talk about it. It's one of those things where it's certain around your friends, and only certain friends where you like really like share like intimate details, and you guys are like really having like a good time. Like, yo, this is just a human experience. I feel like, in my opinion, in the LGBTQ plus community, we're just a little bit more open about talking about like sexuality, because it's a big part of like some of us identity. That's what makes us be like, yeah, like I'm open really to, you know, what I'm receiving. And sometimes there's so many times when I feel through my human experience where I'm like, if some of you guys just release a little bit better, or like find partners or people where you actually love the experience of the sexual transaction, because it is an exchange that is happening, we would have less fucking violence, my opinion. I just don't like, I've just been pondering this for like my opinion. Less violence, less wars. Like, just get your nut out. Like, what are you so power hungry over, other than I've had a conversation with friends, I've had a conversation with my therapist, and I've sat and reflect also of like what it is to submit. Because in my opinion, some people have like very different which we're entitled to, of what it means to like submit in a relationship. And for me, again, with my I don't know why my throat, with my religious like background, and like just me growing up as an adult at this point, where it's like I don't know why my brain went blank. Growing up as an adult, where it's just like, I understand now, like, okay, and it depends on, again, your household. The man is my view, right? The man is the man of the household. He takes care of it. My view, right? You can have there is still a masculine type of energy, that takes care of it. And no matter which role, two same gender, man, female, like, there is a more dominant figure in that relationship. Even if you guys see each other as 50-50, there are times when he will take that role, and there's times where she or the opposite one will then take that role. And it's just like, I'm trying to make sure I'm like not being, like saying my shit, but it's like there's a 50-50 at some point where you guys do come together and make a balance. And then it's like, what does it mean to submit? I've really sat and questioned, because like sometimes, in my opinion, it really comes to the bedroom. Like, because that's where there's a lot of, it's an art. There's a lot of freedom and expression through sex that we just don't explore and educate and communicate about, versus versus when we just do the act. I don't know what everybody else does in the bedroom. This is a very again, taboo, but there's a lot of aggression, there's a lot of anger, and sometimes where it's just chill, go out there, really release yourself. And I've sat and think when I have this how do you prepare yourself spiritually, to me it's again, how we prepare ourselves for the altar, we prepare ourselves for this is the same thing, where it's you are also saying I respect myself too. So I know this is all over the place because I'm trying to make sure I'm not offending anybody. This is not I know not everybody talks about it, but there's always I'm in a things reproduce era of of life, where it's we multiply, we divide. There's the positive, there's the negative, right? It's life. This is reality. We make children. We're going to lose children. This is life. The one thing when it comes in photography, and I love meeting people, where it's just everybody kind of do taking photos of there's different types, but of people and events, and they love the action and just moving, versus I really do love the still and the calmness. I love to be out in nature, and it's I love to capture moments where it's just in this still moment I'm gonna bloom to something. That's the next thing, where it's just there's just so much activity happening in nature. You just have to fine tune your eyes and go discover to have the adventure in photography, versus when you're in events, everything's already happening and you're just trying to keep up and capture that fast pace, versus in nature you gotta be still, you gotta be patient. You don't know when you're really great, oh my god, I'm calm, this the perfect picture is gonna come from, because you have to just take your time. You just take your time and you just wait till something comes to you, versus you can be at any time till a person pose and they'll just be and I'm and that's not my thing. It's just once they see the camera, they're action ready, versus in nature they have no idea what you're doing. You're just existing, and you just end up capturing this thing that relates to us, because nature mimics us. It's chaotic out here because a lot of us are chaotic inside. And as I'm slowly saying this, and again, what do you bring into the home, I love in my opinion, right, when as a human being, listen to how people compliment you when they come into your space. This bitch is gonna eat a cow's hoof right now. Anyway, listen to how people talk about your space, because for me, I love the fact that people, when they come in, they're it's very homey, it's very comfortable, it's warm, it's very peaceful. And sometimes I'm I look at my place, I'm this looks so hot, chaotic. There's a lot of color, there's a lot of shit going on, and I'm just there's a lot of books, there's art always, there's something to look at. I'm sometimes I do think when I walk out my space, I'm this low-key looks like a museum. Just look at how there's just shit all over. But that's just something I take personally, because it's everything reflects you. Everything reflects you. So it's I understand sometimes when people just have to be on or put on a mask, but I'm just being myself. And I'm everything has to, and going into my 30s, just last. But it's practice safe sex. That energy, that I don't know, for me in health class, when they showed STDs and that exponential growth, when if you have sex with one person, that's having sex with two people, and then, but I was shocked. I'm still shocked. That's something that's traumatic in my brain. So it's my opinion, just my opinion. Just educate earlier. Let them know there's no difference between a male and a female, or there's the anatomy, but as a human being having this human experience with flesh, blood, bones, we're all the same, except there are genes, there's different codes in there. We're aware, those are who are aware, who make us who we are. But at the end of the day, we're also aware, like, the people around us fully influence us. Like, to observe when I now need to put headphones on to block out some outside noise, and like that's internally messing with my system, is hard. It's hard because it's just like, why do I need this? Why do I need this external thing to calm me down? Because there's just so much energy that I'm picking up where I'm just like, I don't want to pick this up. I just don't. So I rather put music where I can block this out and learn how to focus. Okay, so you're the one talking. Okay, I'm going to focus just on you, because all this other, like, I know I'm a walk-in, like, what the fuck is she? Sometimes I really do get, like, people are looking at me like, what the fuck? Because it's just like, yes, I know I have dreads. Yes, I'm tattooed. Yes, I'm black as fuck. Okay, people like to make me know that. And yes, I dress like a hippie. I have accepted, and it's because I don't like wearing name brand shit. I'm not advertising for anyone for free. So I'm not a big fan of that. I'm a little bit into thrift stores and shit like that, because it's like, you can get good stuff. Sometimes they still have the tags on it, right? Like the original. So I'm just like, sure. The last thing someone did ask, like, to have, like, to be so, like, in tune, right? Because I'm, like, again, alert. I'm, in my opinion, just alert. But to be so in tune, it's one of those things where 2 weeks ago I was having a very, like, strong, like, remembrance of someone, and then they passed. 2 weeks ago I had this, like, vision of this shoe and this boy, like, on a porch that I'm just like, I don't know who, like, it was really weird because I'm like, I don't know who you are, but I know who you are. And then it was confirmed, like, the next day. And then when I reflected that day, I'm like, you're coming close. Like, you want certain things, yada, yada, yada. And then the person that's coming close into my life, I'm like, the fact that I saw you, and I'm like, this is how you passed away and everything. And this person passed away in 2017. And I'm like, and again, I have never met this person. And then this person's family is just then coming close. So I'm just like, I saw it happening, I reflected about it, and it's, everything is connected. So it takes me sometimes where I'm just like, oh, it's like, here comes the shift where I'm aware it's gonna shift, but how do I prepare for it? I have to be sound at home. And it's like, everything is inside, because things externally is always gonna happen. There's in my opinion, the spiritual side that prepares you for the physical reality that you have to live in. And then we make now a virtual type of aspect to life, where it's just like, personally, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for, like, how we are transitioning into this world, is how do we prepare our children for this transition, because we're transitioning rapidly. And again, when we do not teach, in my opinion, what created us, because again, if you go to the Bible, whatever you believe, right, like, life, you know, man-made God, like, man-made, God made man, and then he had to make a partner, right? Because he was just like, yeah, you still have all this shit, but who are you experiencing it with? To then reproduce, like, my summary of this shit, right? Like, who are you experiencing it with? You can find that one thing. That's when people talk about twin flames and your karmatic or whatever mate and all the soul mates, and you have many reflections and all your shadow work. And it's just like, we're all trying to come back to ourselves, to have a partner where we're like, this life experience is great. And not everybody, but you find a partner in friends. Like, no matter what, like, all this is fucking friendships. All these are bonds. All this is hard. Let's just get to the point. Hard. Okay? That's why we got boundaries. But I think that's my last piece, because I'm gonna release what's this thing called? How do you prepare yourself sexually? And I don't know. I'm just nervous about releasing it. So I also wanted to put this little thing here, because I don't know. Sometimes to me it's like a big thing, but it's like a human experience. It's a human experience where we just so hard shush about it. And I think because, again, living in Montgomery County, where there's only one porn store. And I came from Harford County, where there's like 5 within like less than 20 minutes of each other. And I can go in Baltimore City and I can go DC, and I'm like, this is all around, versus why in this one county I can only find one? Why? And I question this, like, and it's okay. It's not like it's a big deal. I have learned, honestly, again, God made man for a reason. I prefer a man, like, and I'm not saying like, oh, like straight wise. I just prefer the tool of the human thing versus all this mechanical stuff and machines that we have made to sexually please ourselves, because we're, in my opinion, just not finding the right person who sexually pleases us, and where we can have that dominant submissive exchange in both parties, because it can work. Sex is fun. Sex is an adventure, in my opinion. It's an art. And we shouldn't just be so shy about it. Like, it happens. We have to teach our children about it. We have to teach our grandchildren about it. Like, it's one of them things where it's populating our flowers, everything. Like, it's happening. So it's just like, talk about it. Maybe it will reduce so much people anger and frustrations and envy and all this other negativity, where it's just like, you just need to release some energy. Release it. Find a partner that loves to release it with you, and release it. That's my unnecessary late night. I'm gonna edit a video, and it's not even 11 o'clock yet. I already took a nap, so that's why my body's awake. So I'm gonna try to put this out by midnight. We're in May 1st. I'm excited. I'm putting this out there because I'm trying to make it happen. You know what? No, because sometimes if you say too much in the universe, it might not happen, and if you tell too many people, it's not gonna happen. And I want something to specifically happen this month. I swear I saw something flying over there, and it's getting warm, so I don't want bugs into my place. I'm doing a little garden close by, so again, I don't want bugs into my place. So anything that just moves, I'm like, why? But yeah, there's certain things I want to happen this month. So bereavement camp is this month, so I'm also excited for this. Lots of healing happened, lots of shit's happened. Life's amazing. Peace and love. Everything will be okay. Like, no matter what. I'm so ADHD. I'm looking at my plant. I'm like, it's kind of growing weird. I'm like, I hope it's okay. I'm like, on every living thing, anything that has like to me, the cells just I'm just like, are you okay? Like, but yeah, this is, I would say, my late night thoughts, where I just need to go to bed. And you edit this video, go to bed. I hope everybody's enjoying this human experience. It's chaotic. It's ghetto out here. It is ghetto, but it's a beautiful ghetto. I think also, lastly, I'm missing the read. You know, it's one of my weekly routines, and I'm just like, it's a lot. It's a lot to like put yourself out there. So I'm really hoping Hearts Out, like Kid Fair, is doing okay. I looked at Gabrielle Union daughter because I was like, oh, I don't care. I do. I check. It's just because you just have to make sure people mental are okay. Like, just the way she's still photographer. Like, I don't know. I just like to make sure people mental okay. And the last thing that's not sexy, I have a night guard. I wear a night guard because I grind my teeth. So because I stopped biting my nails, and I'm not doing my best health. I'm saying healthy wise, but like, I don't know what words to use, but I'm not the healthiest right now. Therefore, my nails are not healthy, and that's another reason why I stopped biting my nails, because I wanted to keep track and have like an external way of like seeing how the system is doing. So because I stopped biting my nails, like, I started to grind my teeth more, and that started to irritate me. But I also started to get headaches. I started to have like a little bit of a vision problem, and I kind of knew it was connected, so I brought it up to like my eye doctor and my dentist. But the first thing my dentist said was like, you might like, do you grind your teeth, and 2, you just need a night guard. So I've been using a night guard. But when I brought it up to like other people at work, like my coworkers and stuff, and I'm like, I grind my teeth, certain like people will then share their story of like, yeah, like I know someone who also grinds their teeth, and what everybody scared the shit out of me for is like, yeah, their teeth breaks. And I'm like, what, excuse me, what? Yeah, like after a while it weakens the teeth and it breaks, and it like people lose their teeth that way. And I'm like, stress. Stress, because when I'm thinking, like I sometimes, like when I'm thinking, like I'm not only using this at night, like honestly if I'm thinking too much, like there is stress and tension that happens here. So like it's best for me to put my guard on, so I'm not putting so much, but I'm just, so I don't put so much pressure on my teeth. But what I'm doing now is consciously being aware of when I am putting pressure there, to then know, okay, what is, I want like put in what is stressing you, basically, what is stressing you and how can you deal with it, instead of just like thinking through it so hard and like putting the pressure down on my jaws, and then also reflecting on headaches and other things like that. So it's like I try my hardest to like do the preventative action for this body and system, because long story short, I had a coworker that came, and I was quiet because I'm an asshole. I don't talk to everybody. So I don't really talk to her. Let me not lie on here. I don't talk to her. So she came into the break room. I'm talking to another coworker, and then she's like in pain, and I'm ignoring it because I'm like, bitch, everybody's in pain. So she's in pain, being all dramatic, and then the friend I'm talking to is like, oh, like what's wrong with you, yada yada yada. She's like, I had an appointment, a cleaning appointment. Now that my tooth is broken, like I want to switch it. Like, should I call? Yada yada yada. And I'm just like, just call. Like, just call. Like, just call. Like, what are we having this whole back and forth and all types of shit? But she's like all in pain, explaining how her tooth broke and shit like that. And I'm like listening to the story, and I'm like, I wonder if you're just stressed and you grind your teeth, or you put a lot of pressure. Like the same thing I'm probably going through. And it's just like because of certain ages and like understanding, like either A, it's your wisdom teeth, you know, because that's how my wisdom teeth broke. And that's what caused me to take my wisdom teeth out, because they broke. Like I've had this experience where my teeth has broken, and I'm like, what the fuck? I was in the shower and I was thinking, right? That's when I'm like, my teeth broke. And that's when I realized, now grinding your teeth really has an impact on your mouth. Like this is something, and I'm a very like lucid dreamer, so like who knows, because I wake up aware, consciously waking up with my teeth like grinding. So like I know how to wear a night guard. When I think, I wear a night guard. The human experience, I think I need to protect myself. I need to now protect myself because I think too much. The adult experience at 30. And the last thing, I swear, when I look at myself, I swear I look old. Because internally, I know my age. Externally, I see myself. And then I talk to people, and then they're shocked, and they're like, I would have sworn you were like 24, 25. And I'm like, bitch, I'm pushing 30. I'm not lying about my age. Yes, this is called blessed. This is called trying to be stress-free. This is called drinking water. This is just called black girl magic, and we just rock. But, like, at the end of the day, a bitch is old. I'm aware of my reality. I'm not gonna hide it. I'm not one of those. If you ask me, I'll tell you. I love to see the shock on people's face. And the way I prevent and have my youth, I wear a night guard. Too bad. Sexy. I'm gonna edit some videos. Peace and love. I hope you find the healing that you need. Bye.